Okay, so the topic of today's workshop is how to create interactive lessons on Amazy.uk. We're going to talk about a lot of different things, but first, let me tell you who we are. So today with us here is Kate Petrova, Amazy CEO and co-founder. She's going to help me with communicating with you in the chats and with recording all the questions and just organizing everything. Hi, Kate. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. It's a bit dark in London today.
It is getting autumny, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, it's good, thanks.
Yes, okay. And as me, I'm Amazy Community Manager. I'm going to do this workshop for you. So feel free to ask any questions in the chat. Please refrain from speaking during the presentation. So that's why all the microphones are turned off. We will also have a Q&A session at the very end of the presentation. So you will be able to also ask any left behind questions at the end. And also with us here today is Koti. Koti is our Spain and Latin America representative and manager. Hi, Koti. Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss today. We're going to learn how to use 16 interactive tools to create interactive lessons on Amazy, how to utilize our AI assistant, and then also create self-study lessons for your students, how to share these lessons with your students, customize ready-made lessons from the community, how to track progress, and a lot of other things. We are going to spend around 90 minutes on this workshop. It might take us a bit longer, especially if we have a lot of questions at the end, but hopefully the presentation will answer any questions you have on the go. And also, if you wait until the very end and stay with us, there will be a gift to you at the end. So, okay, let's start. Let me see. Okay, so here we go, Amazy.uk. This is our platform, and this is where everything begins. You just type in Amazy.uk in the address bar, or you go to Google and you type in Amazy.uk in the search bar. Doesn't matter, you will get to the platform. And this is the first thing you see. This is Amazy.uk. On the first page, you will see a lot of different lessons from the community. So tempting and so inviting to look at them. But before that, let's see how you can sign up to the platform. You may need this for yourselves or also for the students who will join you. We have a tutorial on how to help your students sign up on the platform and how to explain to them how to use it on our YouTube. I will share the links a bit later. Maybe Kate will send a link to that in the chat. Anyway, in the top right corner here, you can see the sign in button. Let's click here and you see a few different options. The first option is to continue with Google. This is the fastest and most convenient way to do that. If you have a Google account, simply click continue with Google and Amazy will automatically get the information from your Google account and create a profile for you based on that. Or if you want to sign up manually using some other email, then you again go to the top right corner and click sign up. As you see, we also have continue with Facebook option, so that's also possible, but let's explore the one where you have a different email. So we click sign up again, and now you have to write your own name, email and password manually, and only after that you click sign up. You will get a verification email on your profile and in your email, and after that you are in and you can start exploring, creating, sharing, teaching, and many other things. Okay, so now let's imagine we are in, and this is what it will look like when you have signed in to the platform. So on the left, you see different sections of the platform. We have the community section, feed, drafts, shared, and purchased. Let's first start with the community. The community is the heart of Amazy. This is where you can explore a lot of different lessons shared by Amazy and also by Amazy users. All the lessons here are original and created by content creators. It's very easy to browse through the platform. First of all, you have the search bar. Here you can type in some keywords. For example, if you are looking for a lesson on a certain grammar topic, simply write the grammar topic in the search bar. So let's say we want to teach articles. we just type in article and we already see a lot of different lessons on that. But if you have too many results and you want to narrow down your search, you can use different filters. So the filters are here. The first filter is whether the lessons displayed are free or premium, or you want to see all the options. So you can simply click on premium or free and see which lessons you can buy and which lessons are offered for free. The next one is language. We do not only have English language on the platform, there are lessons for different languages. Another one is level. So we have lessons for all the different levels, and also age group. Some lessons may be for kids, some for teens, and some for adults. Okay, so let's choose English, level, pre-intermediate, and age adults. We already have one lesson left here, so this is how you can narrow down your search. Also, you can display the lessons by the date of creation. This is default, it's on the right here, but also by popularity. And this way you will see which lessons have been downloaded or bought most times. So this sometimes, most of the time, indicates that this is a good lesson material. However, not new, because newer lessons will obviously have fewer downloads. So this is how you can also sort lessons. And another option is alphabetical order. Rarely use that. So data creation simply will display the latest lessons that have been published in the community. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the lessons in the community. Let's go back to the articles lesson. Here it is. Let's open it and take a look. Okay, so this is the lesson that you found in the community. You are now in the preview. You can look at it and you can decide whether you like the lesson and whether you want to download it, save it, use it in your class or not. And if you like it, you can simply click copy to drafts in the upper right corner here, and you will copy the lesson. And now we know that sometimes teachers who are new to the platform, they do not yet know that they can save lessons to their profile. So what they do, they simply bookmark lessons from the community. The problem with that is that the lessons published in the community are published there by their creators, and the creator may take the lesson down from the community or delete it. So lessons may disappear from the community from time to time for different reasons. So a content creator may delete it, or if the lesson was published and it breached copyright, for example, it may be deleted by our moderators. So it's necessary that you save the lessons to your profile and not just bookmark the lesson from the community. Okay. Another way you can do that is you can simply save lessons directly from here without opening it. So for example, you say a lesson you like, a 15-minute activity, you know it's going to be good, you know it's going to be cool, so you simply click copy lesson here and it is downloaded to your profile. And we will take a look at the lessons a bit later, but now let's take a look at something else here. You can see that these lesson cards have a lot of information on them. We have a picture, we have a name, the date, the name of the lesson, and also some tags. And if you click on the name of the creator, for example, we have Florencia here. Hi, I know you're with us. We will be taken to the creator's profile. And so when you open the creator's profile, you can get a little bit more information about this creator. You can see their background information. Here it is. You can see some social links and you can follow them. So maybe you want to see a person's website, their Instagram, LinkedIn page, Facebook page, whatever they decide to share. And also you can see all the other lessons that have been shared by this creator. What you can do, if you like this creator, you can click follow. And this will be indicated by this followers. So if I reload the page, we should get yes. one follower. That's us. And if you follow the creators you like in the community, it can customize your feed. And this is the second section here on the left. So the community is all the lessons that have been published by everybody, all users in the community. But if you follow certain users, for example, Svetlana here, we can follow her, and we go to feed, we will only get lessons that have been published by teachers that we follow. This will help you customize your feed, as I already said, and you can make sure that you only get the lessons you like from the creators that you like. What else you can do? You have already seen this subscribe button here in the profile. And what that subscribe button does is you can subscribe to this account of this creator for £20 a month. And you get access to all their premium lessons for this period, all existing and all that are going to be published within this monthly period. So we can see that this creator has a lot of premium lessons in the community. And so if I subscribe now, I will be able to take a look, save, and use all of these lessons all at once. And if you are a content creator who wants to sell your own lessons on Amazy and get some subscribers, of course, it is essential that in order to keep your subscribers, you need to publish new content regularly. Usually we recommend once a week, maybe twice a month, at least once a month. So it has to be, worth their money, worth the money they spend on subscribing to your account. And we talked about a lot of these things in our previous workshop with Kate Bodrova, where she told us how to monetize your lessons, how to sell lessons, and how to, utilize all these subscriptions to the maximum. You can watch it on our YouTube account. And I think we might also have another workshop like that in the future. So if you're interested, tell us and we will sign you up for the next workshop on that. Okay, so here it is. And now, since all of these people, all of these creators have their accounts and you can see, information about them and you can follow them, right? You think, how can I represent myself this way? How can I display all this information myself? It's very easy. You go to your own profile. It's here in the top right corner, profile, and you will take a look at it. For you, if you're a new user, everything will be empty and only your name will be displayed here. So what you can do is you go to your settings and you write here your name. You can update it. You can upload an image. Professional image is best, some headshot, something nice, but some people choose to upload a picture. Or maybe their logo if they have one. And then you can write a little bio about yourself, what you do, what kind of lessons you publish, what kind of experience you have. And also you can update your background. So for example, you can write about your experience, your education, anything you like. And that's it about your profile. Okay, now one more thing is when you go to the community and you see a lesson that you like. For example, let's take a look at this one. Okay, no, this is ours. Let's take a look at this one. And imagine you're looking through this lesson, you're thinking, okay, I really like it. I want to save it. I want to use it. But you notice a typo or a mistake or something. And you think, how can I reach out to the author and tell them about this mistake or this typo or maybe a suggestion you have? Again, it's very easy. You click Contact Author here in the top right corner. And you can choose the topic and your message. For example, you can write, that's an awesome lesson. Thanks for sharing. So you can even simply express your gratitude to the teachers for sharing the lessons that you like and that you use. Okay, we've sent it. A little bit of love. Let's spread it and let's share it. All right. So we've talked about that, and I think the community and profiles are all clear now. So basically, Amazy community is huge. We have thousands of lessons here. And honestly, I think we have a lesson on almost any topic. So let's play a little game. We did this previous time and it worked really well. So let's play a little game. I want you to write a topic that you are teaching now, or that you taught last week, or that you're planning to teach in the chat. So please type the topic of the lesson that maybe you are planning to teach. Okay, we have hobbies and interests. Let's see. Okay, so we have a lesson on my hobbies and interests for A1 level. We have one for B1 intermediate level, another one for intermediate level, and even IELTS preparation lesson for an advanced level student. Okay, then advanced idioms. Okay, let's take a look at idioms, and maybe we can well, we have upper intermediate idioms related to sport. We have how to be a better listener, phrasal verbs and idioms. We have animal idioms here as well. It says intermediate, but actually I've seen this lesson and it's amazing. You can and you should use it for high level students as well. And it's really incredible. It is about, you know, lions, a very unusual topic, and I really like it. I've used it before. Here are the idioms, animal idioms.
Polina, can you please share the link to the chat so that
Of this lesson, of
yeah,
course, of
I
course.
think it's really like, yeah, it's helpful for many.
Okay, so this is the lion lesson.
The lion lesson.
Okay, then let's go back. And hobbies, right? We had one about hobbies. Let's say my hobbies and interests, maybe this one.
Yeah, it's quite
Such
a
a pretty
popular
lesson.
lesson.
Okay, let me send you the link as well. So this one is, I assume you want a lesson for elementary level students, although I don't really know. Okay, we also have business. Let's take a look at what lessons we have for business.
A lot.
A lot, you have to specify, right? So you have, okay, you have one about what is a mastermind, how to form it. We have one about a networking at expos, and this one actually is created by me. Highly recommend you. But it's a premium lesson. But it is really, really interesting. So if your students work in, you know, some kind of industries and they attend a lot of expos and they network a lot during those meetings, events, exhibitions, and expos, this lesson is a must for them, truly. It has a lot of interesting stuff here. I'll send the link as well. I don't know, nobody forbade me from advertising my lessons here. Okay, so business. Here it is. But that's not all. We have so many more lessons on business. How to debate effectively, teamwork. Okay, let's look at this one. Teamwork is a really a special one, I think. What skills and abilities do people display in these pictures? Partnerships, a lot of collocations, working with collocations and definitions. There's a listening exercise. That's incredible. That's an incredible lesson. I will share it as well. I can't.
There is also a very nice lesson about logos, business English logos. I think
Oh,
logos
yes,
is
yes.
kind of like, you know, a topic you want to discuss with your students.
Yes, exactly. That's true. And you have two different audios for that with two different accents. That's incredible. Okay, let me see what other lessons we had.
Assault, prepositions, past simple.
Okay, I don't really understand the ISOL entry one.
So,
What is meant by that?
yeah, if you could just help us.
Yeah, could you specify, please, what you mean by ISOL?
Yeah,
just any kind of B1 level lesson?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. So you don't type anything in, you go to level and you select B1, age adults, and you have, you know, almost half of.
Hundreds of
You
content.
have to be more specific than that. We have a lot of lessons.
Let's try to find a past simple lesson.
Past
And
simple, of
yeah.
course. Okay, we have that for sure. Past simple. Right, just recently we published a self-study grammar lesson on the difference between past simple and past continuous. We have present perfect versus past simple commuter marriages by Frank.
Oh, that's
Frank
quite a good
creates
lesson. Yeah,
incredible lessons
nice.
for sure. Frank has some of the best lessons out there. Oh my God, look at this imagery. Unbelievable. Okay, let's publish that in our chat. Where is the chat? I lost it. Oh, okay, fast. Simple. Okay, to those who are new, we ask you to type in the name of the topic that you are teaching now or you're planning to teach soon, and we'll try to find it in our community. Okay, what else did we have? Prepositions, right? And let it be the last one. Okay, so there are different types of prepositions. Obviously, most of them will be for elementary students, but also we have some pre-intermediate ones. I personally have used and love this lesson because it's so well designed, so well thought through. Not to say anything about other lessons, of course, but I've used this lesson in class, so I really like it, and I think I will recommend this one for sure. Okay, so one more time, just to summarize it. When you find a lesson you like in the community, you click copy to drafts and it will be saved in your profile, safe. Now it's yours. Now it can't disappear. Now nothing can happen to it. Okay, so let's finish here with the community and with searching for lessons. You see how it works. You see how easy it is to find something you need. But unlike many other online resources on the internet that you may find, usually they are in form of a PDF that you have to download, and then you send it to your student in like your chat on WhatsApp or whatever you communicate with the student. What does the student do with this PDF, right? They open it, they take a look at it, but they can't interact with this PDF. And honestly, it's a very counterproductive way sometimes of working, because students need to interact with material. They need to use it, they need to play with it, and also they need to be able to save all the information that they have learned in the lesson. They want to save their answers. So you go to drafts and you can see we've saved quite a few lessons. Well, this is a duplicate of the one we already have, but we've saved quite a few lessons here. Some of the lessons are the ones created by us here, but also we have lessons that we just saved from the community. And what you can do, first of all, so unlike working with a PDF, for example, you can open the lesson and you can easily customize it. So I'll show you where we are one more time. So we were in the community. This is where all the lessons are. We take a look at feed. This is the same as community, but only with teachers you follow. And finally, drafts is your teacher's folder. This is your sacred haven. I don't know, your abode. This is, nobody has access to this place. It's only for you. Imagine it's your teacher's folder, your teacher's file. So here are all the lessons that you've created or saved from the community. And you can open any lesson here, even the ones you've saved, and you can easily customize it. So let's see. Okay, so what you can do is you can change whatever you like. You can change it easily and just like that. So imagine I want to add a warm-up activity at the beginning. Simple as that. Okay, here it is. Now I want to add some questions. I don't know. I can ask our AI to do that. Okay. And let's add some space for writing. Okay, here we go. Now we have a warm-up here in the lesson, and I didn't have to break anything or, invent a bicycle for that. It's here in the lesson, and it's so easy to do. If you want to delete from this lesson, you can. I've just deleted a lesson. Sorry, not a lesson, an exercise. If you want to change places, make something change places like that. Very easy. You can do that as well. And so after you've done everything, after you've customized the lesson, if you wanted to do that, after you have made all the necessary changes and looked through it and made sure that you like it, now you can share this lesson with your student. There are several ways you can do that. First of all, click in the top right corner, share, and you will get a pop-up window with different options. The first option is copy for a student. This will generate a unique link for you and your student. So you copy this link and you send this link to your student in your chat. When the student opens this link, it will automatically create a separate copy of this for you and your student to use. And the student will be able to do the exercises, save it, and you will be able to see everything they've done there. And the original lesson, this one, will not be... Sorry, somebody is talking. The original lesson will not be changed in any way. This is perfect because you may want to use this lesson with different students and you want to customize it differently to different students. So when you share a lesson with one student, they make changes there. It does not affect the original copy you have in your drafts. So let's see how that works. I copy the link and I send it to, I have a different profile here open, and I'll just open it. And I think I need to, okay, here we are. We are in Safari now. Yes, I think you can see it. So now this lesson is opened by a different profile, like a student, let's imagine. And I can see here that it was shared by this teacher. I can see it here. I can see it here. And I can see who is in the lesson right now. And now, as a student, I can start working on the lesson. I can write some new words, for example, unwind, right? So the teacher suggested I use the word unwind for the first question, right? I can write it down here and it will be saved. Now I can revise the rule and start doing the exercise. Like that. And so I have to finish this exercise, of course, in order to check it, but this is what it will look like. I think it will take too long if I do it now, but it will display the answers and so on. Okay, so now let me show you what it looks like for you as a teacher. So now we're back in our teacher's profile. This lesson is the one we shared. You can obviously see that nothing changed here. Nothing is written here. Now I go to shared and you can see that I have a new card here in the shared for Elena Migorski, that's me. So this is my student that I've shared the lesson with, and this is our copy. I can open it and I see, oh, they wrote a word down. Well, they haven't finished the exercise, so I don't see it. But when they finish, I will see the answers here and everything they've done. And we will take a look at how that works a bit later when we create our first lesson. And what I can also do is I can click Edit here. I just need to make sure that my student has the lesson closed. Let me do that, because that may create clashes and changes. We don't want that. So now I can edit the lesson for my student only, and maybe I want to add extra practice for them. Like they made a lot of mistakes. They definitely need extra practice. I can do that just for them in the lesson they have already worked on. I can add extra homework. I can add extra links. I can add my teacher's feedback here as well. If they wrote an essay, for example, I can write my feedback very easily. So this is how you interact with students on Amazy, and this is how you can, customize lessons for them. And so let's imagine that we have many lessons created, shared with this student, many lessons shared with another student, and then another student, and then another student. We will have so many different lessons here, it will be hard for us to see what we've shared with each of the students. So, of course, we have thought of that in advance. And for that, we have folders. You click Create a Folder here, and well, obviously, you create folders for lessons from drafts as well. Maybe you will want to create a whole course, but also you can create separate folders for lessons in the shared, and let it be Polina. So I know this is a folder for this student, and I add the lessons I share with this student to this folder. So now I click here, and everything I see is just lessons I've shared with this student. So for them, of course, they see everything that I've shared with them here. No worries, that's just the only thing that they have. But as a teacher, I have a lot of different things I share, so it's important for me to keep track of everything and to put everything in the right place. So to keep it tidy, so to say, right? And I can easily see, okay, I've shared this and this and this, we've covered this, we've covered this. Oh my God, it's time for a progress test. Or, okay, I want maybe to study a topic that, should naturally follow what we covered last. Or sometimes, and this is perfect actually, what you can do is you started some lesson with your students, say 2 months ago, and you can go back, you can open this lesson, you can click Edit, and you can reset all exercises there, completely reset everything, and ask your students to do it again as a revision. And it works wonders. They've already done it, but they did it some time ago, so they don't quite remember what it was. The retention is going a bit down now because it's been a few months, but it's exciting for them to see how much they remember and how easy it is for them to do one more time, but also to revise and to remember what they did. And sometimes it's a good idea to do this as homework. Just say, okay, your homework is to go back to that lesson we covered 2 months ago and do it again. That can be fun. That can be fun, and it's really useful. Okay, so that was the first way you can share a lesson with a student. So one more time, you open the lesson in drafts, you click share, and you create a unique link for your student. Now imagine you've sent this link to a student, they opened the lesson, and now you think, oh my God, what if they give this link to somebody else? Or I don't know, this will not happen, but you can delete the link and it will not work anymore. And then you can create a new unique link. Then it will be a completely new link that somebody else can use to have a copy of this lesson with them. That's fine, you can do that. Another thing you can do is you can publish this lesson in the community. Obviously, do that only with the lessons you have created yourselves, the original lessons that you've done. Please do not share lessons created by other teachers or that are protected by copyright. Do not send them to the community. They will be deleted by our moderators. And one more thing for students, you can create a view-only link. Well, maybe not only for students. You can send these view-only lessons to your potential employers, just for them to see what you can do. Imagine you've created a whole lesson and you are, going through an interview process with some school or company, and they want to see what kind of lessons you do. Send them this view-only link, and they can take a look at what kind of things you teach, how you organize your lessons, how professional you are. Same with your profile, actually. And so you simply copy this link and you send it to them. And they will be able to do everything in this lesson, but they won't be able to save it. Okay, let me open it in another browser. That will work. Okay, yeah. Right, so I cannot save anything here. I cannot save any progress. I cannot copy it. I cannot do anything, but I can do all the exercises same. Like that. It's just simply when I reload the lesson, everything will be erased. And that's a view only for you. So you can preview everything and do it and interact with it, but you can't save it. You can use it with your students if they don't want to sign up to the platform, because obviously if you send them this unique link that will create a copy, they will need to have a profile to save the copy to. And so if your students are reluctant, maybe they're small kids and saving everything in one place is less important for them, you can send them this view-only link and that's it. And they can work on it in the class and that's it. So that's also possible. Okay. Back here. All right, let's take a look at publishing lessons in the community. We will do this with this lesson that we've already published today, but I'll just show you what can be done here. So you click publish, and what you can do is you can simply publish it for free, or you can make it premium. Simply click here, and then you can set the price here. So for example, £2 or £3 or whatever. If somebody buys the lesson, Amazy will take a 15% commission. It is reflected. It will be reflected in the price. So you have the £2 price. Somebody buys it for £2. 15% of that will be deducted by Amazy to cover banking and acquiring and all those kinds of costs. So you will receive £1.70 for that. Yes, £1.70 for £2. You can incorporate that in your price. So for example, it can be that, it can be £2.30, and then you can sort of incorporate this commission in your price of the lesson. It's fine. And then you simply click publish. Okay. And I think we can answer a few questions now, if any, if you have any so far at this point about what we've covered, because we're going to move on to how to create lessons on Amazy. So please type in your questions if you have them now. Okay, it seems that no questions so far. Very good. So now let's click on create a lesson and let's see what it is and how you can create lessons yourselves. This is a space for you to work in, and it's very versatile and it's very easy to use. Basically, we have a block system here. So every new block. Okay, please keep your microphones muted because that distracts a little bit. Thank you. Okay, so we have the block system. And when you click on the plus here, it adds a new interactive block or text or heading or whatever. And your lesson can have as many blocks as you want. It can be as long as you want. It doesn't really matter. So we can start with simple text. Hello. Just typed it. If I click enter, I will start a new block. And then a new block. And so on. If I try to highlight everything, you see that it highlights it all, not just text, but 3 different blocks. But if I highlight the text here, it allows me to. And so if you want to keep writing in the same block, but start with a new line, as in many messengers, you click Shift Enter. And so now I can highlight it. So I'm writing within the same block. Why is that necessary? at all. So if I highlight these blocks, I can't do anything. But if I highlight the text, I can work with it. I can make it bold, italic, underline, strike through. I can turn it into a spoiler. Let me show you what a spoiler is. Fantastic. So you hide correct answers maybe, or you hide something behind a spoiler, and then the student can click on it and reveal the answer. Let's go back to edit. Let's remove it. You can even embed whole links here. Sorry. For example, I wanted a link to amazy.uk. Right, and then if the student clicks in it, the student will be taken to amazy.uk. Anything can be here. What else I can do? I can change the text color, and I can also highlight it like that. So it gives you a lot of different designing options if you want to, use color coding and make some part of the exercises stand out, and so on. Maybe new words, anything. You have a lot of opportunities here. Another thing you can do is you can create a heading. A heading is basically same as text, but it can change size. So we can click on the three dots here, and sometimes these three dots hide a lot of interesting interactions for you. So let's say we have objectives of the lesson here. All right, so now we have some objectives of the lesson. I can change the size of this header as much as I like. Okay. It's not only possible to add a header, but you can convert a simple text into a header like that. So highlight it, and here you can convert it to a header just as well. So you can do the same. What else you can convert text to? A list. We can use that. Okay. Or, and even better, a checklist. That's perfect to use with objectives, so that at the end of the lesson, students can go up and tick the things they've covered in class, or they've managed to cover in class. Or, for example, if you have 10 questions, right, and it's nearing the end of the lesson, and you've managed to only answer 5, tick the first 5 questions, so that next time you come back, you remember, okay, this is where we finished. Let's start with the 5th question that we, stopped at. So again, it's very easy. What else you can use this this feature for? Objectives, right? Questions, okay. Also, exercises that do not have a correct answer. So when you ask for students' opinion, choose the things you agree with, or choose the things you disagree with, or choose the things that are important to you. Tick the countries you've visited, tick the things you like, and so on. Or, I don't know, tick the foods you've tried in your life. Anything that does not require a correct answer can be done through a checklist. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So we've taken a look at the list. You can also change the way it is displayed here. It can be ordered and unordered. The next is a divider, and it simply divides the lesson into parts visually. It's 3 asterisks, and it's there just for navigation purposes. So it's easier for you and your students to see, the differences. Like here we have this part, now we have a different part. The next one is link, and you can add any kind of link here. So let's go to Quizlet, for example, and we want to create a link to Quizlet here, and we simply add it. Oh, okay, it's very long. I think I'm using the wrong link. I need to use a short one. Let me try again. Okay, so maybe if I remove extra information, it will work. No, I think maybe Quizlet does not allow that anymore. Sometimes that happens, like if a website does not allow embedding, then it might happen. But let's then Google The Guardian, I don't know, and add a link to The Guardian just for you to see what it looks like. It can be a link to a particular article. It can be a link to some extra resource, external resource, an online game. I don't know if you use any kind of roulettes or board games online and stuff like that. It can be a link to that. However, if you want to add a YouTube video link, and let's see, we need to choose something, some YouTube video for that. Let's see. So we choose link, we add YouTube link here. And what you get is a preview again. However, the student will have to go on YouTube to watch this video, and we do not want that. We want to have everything in one place. So for YouTube links, you simply paste them as text, and they automatically embed. And you can watch this video right here.
ESL library.
Just like that.
With
You can make it
verbs,
full screen
we use
if you
the
want.
verb plus ed to form the simple past.
You can
the verb form is the
quality,
same for all subjects.
subtitles on and off.
For example,
Speed,
the simple past of the verb watch
slower, you
is
can make
watched.
faster if it's too slow for your students, and so on. So you do not have to add YouTube links as link one more time. You simply add them, paste them as text. And I've seen a lot of teachers do that, like published lesson in the community, and they say, watch a video on YouTube, and they add a link like this. And this is not very convenient because you have to click on it, you're taken to YouTube, and then you have to close it and go back. And so it's easier when it's in the lesson. It doesn't cost anybody anything to embed the link like this. All right, okay, now this was the link. I've already shown you that you can embed links as well into text directly, as well like this. If you just paste a regular link, let's try it like this. It will not do anything. It will not automatically like be clickable or anything. So this will not work. This only works for YouTube. Okay, we've looked at the link. Now images and media. So if you have any kind of audio in your computer, maybe you've created an audio in your computer, and we actually talked about it in one of our workshops, that now it's so easy to simply create audios with the help of AI voice generators that it's incredible what you can do. So you can add your own audios here, you can add your own videos here, you can directly upload them from your computer. The maximum file size is 15 megabytes. So this should be more than enough for any kind of educational content. You can add pictures. You can drag and drop pictures. Let's do that. I just dragged and dropped a picture. You can copy paste pictures, or you can use upload file, and you will see. You can actually even upload whole presentations, PowerPoint presentations, PDFs, just like that. This is the presentation I'm showing you. Oops, I'm not showing you the prize at the end. Okay, so what else you can do is we want to have a lot of different pictures on our lessons. Let our students describe pictures, just visualize things, and just to add a splash of color and something nice. So of course you can go on Google and you can start browsing through pictures, and you can, you can design your pictures in Canva or whatever. Or we have this button, search and unsplash, and you can browse through a lot of royalty-free images from Unsplash right on Amazy, which makes it so much faster and easier. So I don't know, I want a picture of a meal. Okay, let's have people eating a meal like this. And I can ask my students, describe the picture and say, what is special about this meal and why, oops, a typo, and why do people choose to eat this way? And so now students can answer the question. We will go a little bit ahead now and take a look at the recorder. So it's a little bit below here. Basically, this tool allows your students to record their answers. You can use this in class, of course, not only for answering questions, and students can listen to it themselves and they can self-reflect, they can correct their own mistakes. They hate it. Or for pronunciation training, for example, if you teach pronunciation and they can, read out loud, or they can do a tongue twister, something, and they can record it. But this tool is perfect to use at home, especially if you're preparing your students for international exams and they have to practice speaking a lot, like they have to describe pictures, or they have to give a short speech on a specific topic for 2 minutes non-stop. This is a perfect tool for that, for them to practice speaking more at home. And so here, you simply add this. The student will start recording. If they, I don't know, lose their train of thought or panic or whatever, they can always click pause. And that's fine. They can always pause, then they can start again and continue recording their, whatever they're saying. Then they pause again if they need to. Students never notice this button, so you have to show them, you have to tell them that they can pause, because I've had students who are like, oh my God, I can't do this, I can't record because I always panic and I need, I need to plan it ahead. And I say, just click pause. And they're like, what? You can pause? It's like, yeah, it says there, pause. So you will probably have to tell them to. But yes, they can do that. You can't do that in WhatsApp. You can't do that anywhere else where you may ask your students to record their answers. So that's a really good one. Now then, they can listen to it themselves and delete it if they don't like it. So here we click stop, we're done, we're finished recording, it's saving. And after that, we will be able to delete it. As a teacher, you can do many things. So first of all, of course, you can download it and save it if you're, I don't know, hoarding your students' recordings. And then 5 years later, you will surprise them with, like, listen to what you sounded like 5 years ago. I've done that. It was fun. And then what else you can do, because you need to give them some feedback, but imagine your students have a lot of pauses and they stutter and they, I don't know, they have a lot of ums and ers. It's very slow. Just listen it at a fast speed or a very fast speed, and that will save you so much time. The student will start recording. If they, I don't know, lose their train of thought or panic or whatever, then they can start again and continue recording their, whatever they say. I don't know if you heard that. I think you should have heard that. Did you hear that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Polina.
Yes. Okay. So it saves you a lot of time. You can just listen to it at high speed and give your reply to, like, well done, or do that again, or here was your mistake and here's what you did right. All right. So let's make that. You as a teacher can, of course, leave your students short messages same way. You can leave a recording to them in a shared lesson, just like that. You can ask your question in a recording. What did you do last weekend? And then they will have to record their own answer in the next recording. So they listen to you. What did you do last weekend? And then they answer in the recording as well. So just little audio message communication that we all love so much. Okay, let's go back to all the different tools. So we've covered this 6, images and media. Now let's take a look at a timer. Again, perfect for brainstorming, for speaking activities, for exam preparation and other stuff. You can set the timer to, let's say I want, I don't know, no, that's too much. Let's say I want 30 seconds. And then in the student view, click on it and it starts counting down. But if I go up there, oops, you see we have a little widget here. And so I can pause it and start it, and I can reset it if I need to. So same goes for audios. I can start playing the recording. If I go
What
up,
did you do
it will
last
appear here.
weekend?
It will also appear here. So for example, if you have a recording and then several exercises for the same recording, don't worry, your students shouldn't worry, simply click play and just scroll down. It will appear on the right, on the left. You can pause it if you need to, and you can play it again there. It's fine. Okay, back to edit. That was the timer for you. The next thing we have is image decoder, and I don't use it much anymore. I used to a lot, but basically what it does, it can decode images, self-explanatory, right? So imagine we have this text in a screenshot, and we want to convert this text into actual text, not a screenshot. We don't want it to be a screenshot. So we run it through the image decoder. And if it's good quality picture, everything will be fine. If it's low quality, you might have to edit it. So now we have a little preview of what the original picture was. And here is the text. And so now I can, I don't know, do stuff to it. Here it is. So decode images very easily. If you use course books in your lessons, you can simply take a screenshot of an exercise from a course book, run it through decoder, and you have it on Amazy. That's very easy. That's cool. Maybe you created lessons on PDF before, right? So you can take screenshots of the exercises you created in PDF, run it through decoder, you have it on Amazy now, you have it as text. So things like that. Okay, the next one is table. Let me show you something before we move there. As a student, I'm now in student mode, which is basically like a preview for teacher, what the student's experience will be. I can't simply write anywhere I want. As a student, that would be chaos. Imagine if students could do that. They could delete things, they could delete exercises, and they could, I don't know, create and wreak havoc. Here, we don't want that. So students can interact with exercises, right? They can tick things, they can click on links, they can play recordings, audios, videos, right? They can look at PDFs, whatever you have there. And no, I didn't edit yet, but they can't just write anywhere they want. So in order for your students to be able to take notes and to write things, add a table. That's the first thing you can do. We have a table here. So table is a space where students can write. And so here I'm writing something as a student. Now, mind you, that was a preview of a student's mode. So nothing saves, of course. It's just for me as a teacher to see the experience. And in tables, I can create as many columns or lines as I want. I can delete them like this. Simply click here and delete. And what we often use it for in Amazy is just delete all lines and all columns and leave this like single block. And we always write like notes, right? And so students know they can take notes here or write your answer. Like that. Right, so students know that they can take notes here. But of course, you can use tables for brainstorming, for grammar explanations. and for whatever you want. If you click here, you can make the top one the heading one. So for example, brainstorm different types of food. So here we want to brainstorm meat, veggies, fruits, and condiments. I don't know. Who would brainstorm condiments? But okay, never mind. And they have to write their ideas here in the table. That's the table for you. Okay, of course, as a teacher, you can also change colors and add spoilers and do whatever you want. Just be creative. Okay, that was the table. Now, word counter. This is a fantastic tool for writing, especially writing essays, especially preparing for international exams. So what it does, unlike table, it can count your words and how many words you've written. So you can set the amount of words that is desired, 180, let's say. And then when the student goes here and the student starts writing, you can see I have written 6 words. And as a student, I can also see how many words I've written, and it trains them to write a certain amount of words. And it's so much easier for you as a teacher to just check how many words they've written. So here we go. Another useful tool. Let's go back. Here we are. That was a word counter. How did we skip that? Okay, now test. This is a multiple choice kind of question. You write a question which is correct. And then the student says this one, or this one, or this one. You have to indicate which answer is correct. So I'll say the first and the last will be correct. Let's go to student view and see. So as a student, I can choose these two, let's say. And so now I'm checking, and as you can see, I've chosen these two. They are in bold. The ones in bold are the ones the student chose. And the correct answers are displayed here. So this was the correct answer, and this was the correct answer. So the student made one mistake. If you have 5 questions with multiple choices, do not use test for that. I urge you, do not. Because, let me show you. You have test, 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 and test here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a very long scroll down kind of situation here. Very bulky. It looks massive. You have a different tool for that. That will work perfectly. What I advise you to do here is you can ask, for example, which are true, and write all your sentences instead of writing sentence, true, false, sentence, true, false, sentence, true, false. That will take a long time. So imagine you have sentence here, it's true or it's false. You have another sentence here, and it's true or false. You see, it's taking me time. Instead, I will ask which sentences are true, or tick all the true sentences. And I'll have sentence 1 here, sentence 2 here, sentence 3 here, sentence 4 here, sentence 5 here, sentence 6 here. It takes way less space, and it's way faster for you as a teacher to do, instead of having sentence, true, false, sentence, true, false, sentence, true, false. We recommend you to do that. Basically, the tools are so versatile, you can find incredible ways to use them in your lessons once you start. And maybe even ones that we haven't thought of. So surprise us. Publish your lessons in the community. Yes, okay. Of course, don't forget to mark which ones are correct. Like that. And then you say, oh, correct the sentences that are false, and you give them a little table kind of thing, like that. Okay, so that was test for you. Another one is matching. Lovely tool. You can use it for word plus definition, word plus translation, parts of collocations, parts, halves of sentences, I don't know, grammar example, anything really. So match halves, I don't know, and here you can write I don't know, cat. Let's be simple. Meow. Dog, bark. Pigeon. Do you know what pigeons say? I think it's a coo, right? A pigeon says coo. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And then a chicken says cluck. But that's advanced vocabulary for you guys. We have to change the level of the lesson. Okay, so you write the word and the matching word or the matching half or the matching thing next to it. The system will automatically scramble it. So the cat says coo, no, the cat says meow, and the dog says bark, and the chicken says, let's make a mistake. The pigeon says clock, and the chicken says coo, and you obviously see that these are mistakes here. So that's how it works. This is a matching exercise for you. If you have a lot of different words in the matching, let's say 15 words and 15 definitions, can you imagine how long it will look? I cannot reiterate that this will be, I am at 100%. Like this is what it usually looks like. It's too long. The student will not be able to match it. So do not add more than, I don't know, how many can we see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know, 7 is more than enough, maybe 8. But do not add more than that. It will be too bulky, too much, too big. For that, we have a different tool. Let me go back to 80% scale. For that, we have matching gaps. And this is a very simple tool, very similar, but also different. So you can use it for different things. Imagine you have a text, and actually, let's use our AI assistant to do that. So we want a text on food. We want it for adults level, pre-intermediate, and we want a news article. And we want, I don't know, a text on, let's make a short text on how eating habits are changing in the new century. Let's see what our splendid AI assistant, okay, that's not very short, but it will do. Let's click save. Let's convert it to matching gaps. And so what we can do here is we can send some words to gaps, and they will be collected there like this. And then the student will see a gap there, and they will have to choose from the list for each gap. Let's take a look. So now we have text with gaps, and we can choose from these gaps. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna quickly do it. As you see, the ones I've chosen are now dimmer, but you still can choose them if you change your mind. Like I want to use shift here, it disappeared from here and it appeared there. So for students, it's very easy to see what they have already chosen, but also what is to choose, and they can change their mind, and that's fine. It's convenient. I don't know, I did not, okay, I guessed one word. I was not thinking of it. So if you made a mistake, you click on it and you can see the correct answer. Simple as that. But you can use this matching gap tool for this kind of activity. So you write, for example, cat, meow, dog, bark, pigeon, poo, and chicken, cluck. And you send these words to the gaps, and it works the same way. It just takes way less space. So if you have a lot of words and definitions, do that. See, it's basically the same as we did, but it's more condensed, so to say. Yes, nicer, looks nicer. So these are just little life hacks we're giving you right now on how to use our tools. It's getting dark. October, everybody. Okay, so we talked about that. Now, another one we can talk about is just gaps. So they can be a bit confusing. We have matching, we have gaps, we have matching gaps, we have free input gaps, so many different types of gaps and things. They are kind of explained here. So just take a look. Connect words and phrases. That's matching for you. That's this one. Let's delete the extra ones. That's this one. Then we have gaps. Own set of words for each gap. So each gap will have its own set of words. We haven't tried that yet. Matching gaps. Common set of words for each gap. So we have the same set of words, and in each gap you will be displayed the same set of words. This is what we did with this text, right? You are choosing from the same set of words when you're sending words there. And then we have free input gaps, type in the blanks. So even if you get confused a little bit, read the little note there. And I think you should understand. If you still don't, text us. We will change something to make it more easy to understand. We have to be user-friendly. All right, so we are trying gaps now. So gaps is if you have multiple choice. And remember I said there is a better way to do this. It's this one. It's gaps. So you have a sentence, and then you can write true, make it a gap, and you have wrong option here, write false. And then you have another sentence, and now this one is false. So you write false is the correct answer. It's correct. And now you can write the wrong option, and wrong will be false. Again, it may take some time. So you choose whatever is better for you, whatever you like more, whatever looks better, makes more sense in the lesson. You can do that. What else you can do? You can write, I went to the park yesterday. And then I want to make this past continuous, for example. I was going to the park. I had gone to the park. I have gone to the park. I don't know. So these are all wrong options, one correct. I can add as many as I want. And the students will have to choose. So here they choose true or false. Remember, this was true, this was false. And here I can choose from all of this. So maybe, okay, it's correct. Okay, that was gaps for you. We tried matching gaps, and now let's try free input gaps. And for that, let's again use our AI assistant. I want to use some keywords. So I want it to be about food, maybe, and cooking. And I want some example sentences with some key vocabulary. So how about cooking verbs? How about dice and chop? No, that will be the same. Maybe I want dice and shred and grate and ground, and maybe cooking verbs. Help me out. What else do we have there? Boil, of course. Fry. braise. That's too high for print immediate. Okay, that should be enough. We have 6 words. Write 6 example sentences. We'll choose example sentences from the list here, from the type with cooking verbs. So let's see. Okay, very good, very good. Let's change it. Let's change it into free input gaps. I don't need this anymore. And I want to make the students write these words in the gaps. Oh, we even have brewed here. Fried the chicken until it was golden. Perfect. Okay, so now students have to write these words themselves. I diced the onions. She shredded the lettuce. He grated the cheese. They ground the coffee and brewed. The water boiled in a pot. And I fried the chicken. Yep. Here we go. So if it was wrong, for example, did make a mistake, but if it was wrong, your student could click on it and see the correct answer just as before. So this is free input gaps. We're very, very easy. You just generate example sentences with our AI or a text, and you just, select words, send them to gaps. This is the quickest exercise you can make in Amazy. Like, it will take you really under 2 minutes, honestly. Was that all? I think so. I think we've covered all of these fantastic tools. And now we've looked at our AI as well. And you have seen what it can do. Basically, if you want to start again, like you need a completely new kind of text or something, you simply click here, clear all settings, and you start again. You can add the topic. It automatically takes the topic of the lesson. So we didn't write any topic of the lesson this time, or language, or age, or level. But if we do that, it should automatically, yes, it should automatically load that. If you generate something, make sure that the topic is not too long or does not have too much information, because it will affect the result for sure. You can write keywords here that will be used. You can choose different types. For example, a fictional story, a news article, a dialogue. Let's create a dialogue, for example, about creating a shopping list to go grocery shopping. I don't know. And we generate text. Let's see, we should have a dialogue about that. Okay, we have a customer and assistant. Okay, let's change it a bit. So this is between a customer and assistant. Between a husband and a wife. Dialogue about between a husband and wife, and we can try again. Right, so here we have a dialogue, and what we can do is, this will blow your mind. So we have matching gaps. Remember, these are like, you create a list of things. Reorder the dialogue and send whole sentences there. I know, like, we should probably read it through and make sure that it's clear what follows what. We are just showcasing this now, but hold on. Okay, let's go to student view and see what we've created. So now the student has to order the sentences in the dialogue, right? And it can be whole texts, dialogues, I don't know, sequence of events. You can teach history through that, whatever you want. So as I said, the tools are so versatile and you can create so many different types of exercises with it. It's incredible. So it's very easy to start with this one. And I think the last one, this, and then we can deduce from everything else. We won't do that now, but you get the draft, you get the idea. Another thing you can do, imagine you're teaching word order. Go to matching gaps. We don't want food, let's say questions, and we want write an WH question about food. Let's see. Okay, perfect. We have a lot to choose. What is your favorite type of cuisine? We can ask our student to unscramble the question. Let's go, oops, no, let's go here, student view, and here we go. What is your favorite type of cuisine? Check. And now we ask the student to answer the question in a recording. And that's the homework. And then they write an essay about it in the word counter. So you see, it's very easy. It's incredibly easy to create this. One more thing we can do, and that I promised to tell you about, is self-study. So basically, safe study lessons are lessons that students can go through on their own, and you can add different stages in the lesson. Let me show you an example that we already have in the community, and that's this one, self-study. So you can simply type in self-study, and you will see these two that we've created. So this one is for past simple versus past continuous. Okay, this one is not for free, but let's choose the one that is. Okay, this one, some, any, and no. We've downloaded. So basically in this lesson, you have grammar explanation. You have some questions about it. Then stage 2, you have some first exercises, stage 3, more exercises. Let's see what it is in student view. So in student view, the student has to do this before they can move on to the next stage. So they have to answer these questions. The questions are about the grammar, so they have to read the grammar carefully. Maybe it's revision, maybe something, and then they have to answer comprehension questions about that. So once they do, it doesn't really matter if the answers are correct or not correct, but they have to do the exercises first. We can move on to the next task. And now we can practice more. So we do this and this and this and so on before we move on to the next task. And you see here, I ask them to mark correct sentences. For example, like this. And I have to pick something here. I'll be very quick. Just want to show you what can be done this way. Now I can move on, and now I ask them to correct their own sentences from exercise 2, and they are here. So this way I kind of like hide the right answers from them, but also help them work on the wrong answers here. Like that. And it's very easy to create. Let's go back to this food lesson we have. We are almost done, running out of time, I know. So let's add one here. You can drag it wherever you want. Let's add a stage here. Okay, And let's take a look. Like that. So we've talked about creating your profile and signing up. We've talked about editing your profile. We've talked about searching lessons in the community, and how to find them, and how to customize them. Let's just check. We talked about 16 interactive tools and how to utilize our AI assistant, how to create self-study lessons, how to share your lessons, how to track progress, everything. Now it's time for questions. So, oh, I've just opened the chat. Thank you, Yelena. Oh, okay. So do you have any questions? Those who are present, those who are left with us? Okay, I think not anymore. We will, of course, publish the recording to our YouTube, and we will send it to everybody who participated. Thank you one more time for coming. It was very, very exciting to be here.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a beautiful evening and have a beautiful week.
Yes. See you next time. Bye-bye.